Robert Worthy. I'm in Valdosta, Lowndes County. I just have been notified. I was getting ready to go into the Lowndes County High School. They having a Board of Education meeting in the old field house. And as I was getting ready to drive in, they told me that if I enter this property, that I would be arrested because there is a trespass warrant issued on me for the had been issued 2 weeks ago, and that if I enter these properties, that I would be arrested. And he called it in, and I got it recorded. Yes, sir. If I go on any location of the Lowndes County High School property, that I will be arrested. And I knew absolutely nothing about it, my beautiful brother. They told me that if I go on any part that I would be arrested. So I told them that you mean to tell me that nobody that's involved in this protest march in front of the school could go. He said no on you, because he said that the superintendent offered, say he the one put it up, says a trespass warrant on all properties at Lowndes County High School against me, George Boston Rhymes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, well, no, you know me, man. I'm a vibe, but I'll do that.
If you go in this area, you will get arrested. Okay.
Okay. Where can I try?
You can stay right here.
Okay. They got a public meeting down here. So you're telling me I can't go to the public meeting?
I do not know anything.
I got you. But there's a public meeting.
I'm saying.
I'm not going.
I've been told.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's a public meeting down here. So you all telling me that I cannot go to a public meeting, and I haven't violated no law.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do like you're saying, but
you have a criminal trespass warning for the area of Lowndes High School.
Okay, everybody, all of us do.
No,
well, I do.
As far as I know, it's just you.
Is that right?
As far as I know.
Okay, I don't want to hold up traffic. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bro?
Go back out this way.
Okay, man, this is gonna be interesting in court. I have just been told that I have a criminal trespass warrant against me to stay off of Lowndes County school property, and I did not know that. My question is, who else have been issued a trespass warrant? I did not even know that I had been given a trespass warrant. This is getting very, very interesting at this time. This is George Boston Rhymes. This is Saturday morning. I was attempting to go into the Lowndes County Board of Education meeting, which should be a public meeting. I have never caused any disturbance whatsoever, and it is what it is.
Okay, thank you. Any council comments tonight? Yes.
First of all, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to say a thanks to Chief Childress and Barry Funk and the group at the Crime Lab for the recent tour that they invited us all to. It's great to see what, several years ago when we agreed to stand this Crime Lab up, there were those that thought it was a waste of taxpayer money, and I think that this organization is really moving forward. They're doing some good things. I look for some new things down the road that we can do to expand and enhance that crime lab. But I just wanted to say thanks for the time they took to put all that together for us. The other is just a quick note in regards to the tabling of the annexation case. If we do get enough substantial information presented to us in 2 weeks, we do have the option to refer it back to the Planning Commission. So it's not like we have to rule on it at that time. And I failed to mention that, just to put that in there. Thank you, Mayor.
Just 2 comments. One, the preparation of East Wind for sidewalks is coming on very well. Glad to see that is happening. And another one, I want to give a public thank you to Chief Childress for doing the GD graduation on May 23rd. It was well received. I've gotten a lot of positive comments. And again, Chief Childress, thank you for your time and effort to do that for us.
Anybody? Any other?
I like
I'd just like to let y'all guys know that former Lowndes County Chairman Brittany Loach Wide passed this morning. Yeah, the Lord.
Any other council comments? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this citizens to be heard portion of the meeting, that we ask that you come forward and state your name and address so that we may have that for the record. Our policy requires that you stay under 5 minutes. Please direct all comments to council as a whole and do not attempt to engage individual members of the council in debate. This is a council policy to follow through with you on your concerns. Additionally, we ask that any groups that want to address the council designate one spokesperson. Again, this will ensure others to have time to be heard. Having said that, are there any citizens to be heard? Any citizens to be heard?
My name is George Boston Ryan, 5004 Oak Drive, Valdosta, Georgia. The only reason I come before the city on this issue is because this took place in the city. During the Lowndes County High School graduation, I was approached by a deputy, Thomas, from the Sheriff's Department, who told me that I could not go to the graduation because there was a criminal trespass warning issued to me and that it had been in effect for 2 weeks. I had no knowledge of it. Nothing had been given to me, written, verbal, or otherwise. So I went to the magistrate courts, Superior Court, District Attorney's Office, U.S. District Courts, Lowndes County investigators, and lastly, the sheriff himself. The sheriff said that he knew nothing about such a trespass warning, but they threatened to arrest me with witnesses. A friend of mine went out to Lowndes County High School, talked to Mr. West. I went to his office and later talked to Mr. West over the phone. When I recorded the radio transmission from the Sheriff's Department, it said that I had been under that trespass warning and that it was 2 weeks that I was under not to go on any property that deals with Lowndes County High School. I told the deputy that I had violated no law, that nothing had been written, that I had not been notified of anything. To make a long story short, everybody that I went to find that to be very, very strange. And I just want this council to know that I take defamation of character very seriously. It happened at the jail when I was ordered off that property once before. I got it all documented. I had broken no law. My name was slandered at the regional library, South Georgia Regional Library, by the director. I gave the secretary of the city the passwords on to the mayor and the city manager. I did the same thing to the chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners. I did the same thing to the Valdosta Daily Times chairman, Kay Harris. And what has happened to me here recently, there is no news media that have reported anything about what happened to me. I served my country for 20 years to protect the rights of foreigners. And for me to be harassed, banned from property, with my tax dollars paid for, without anything being issued to me, I take it very seriously. And I want you all to know it, because I don't take it lightly. And since this has happened to me, I feel it necessary to go back to the regional library and everything that have happened to me and let somebody look into it. I just want to leave that with you all. I want it to be a part of the record because it happened And I don't believe any person in the city or county or in the state of Georgia or in this nation should be threatened. And he told me straight out, you will be arrested if you go. The sheriff said that he knew nothing of it. He wasn't aware of it. And he said that the sheriff's department told me to get with the superintendent. The superintendent told me he didn't do it. If he didn't do it, and none of the court system did it, the judge don't know nothing about it, I think that somebody else needs to find out what's going on here in Valdosta. It don't look good on our form of government, and I don't appreciate it, but I want you all. I just called the number I have in my phone trying to contact Sheriff Prine, and when I dialed that number, his wife answered the call, and so I do not want that call to be misconstrued in terms of maybe I'm harassing the sheriff's wife. I have Kendrick Johnson's father. What's your name?
Ralph Moss.
I had Ralph Moss and another guy that was here. When I called, there was no intimidation. I was just going to ask him about a copy of the trespass warning wherein they restricted me from the Lowndes County public school grounds. And that was the purpose of that call. Nothing more, nothing less. And once again, let me step over and get these people's name while we are here. This is Saturday. This is the day of the graduation. These people heard me when I called Sheriff Prine thinking it was him, and his wife answered the phone. What's your name?
Kenneth Johnson.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
What's your name?
Victor Whitlock.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what did they just witness? They just witnessed I called a number thinking it was Sheriff Prine. So once again, if anybody said I was intimidating them, that was not intention. I've called him many times, this number. It is what it is.
I'm a minister at the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and my grandchildren attend school out there.
Yes, sir.
And there were some things that I was kind of concerned about, because I had asked a gentleman by the name of George Boston Ryan to come in and video my granddaughter's graduation, and he was stopped and said he wasn't allowed to come on the premises, and we was trying to find out what had he done that he couldn't come out there.
He was stopped by who?
By the sheriff department. Said that he was given orders by you guys that he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Okay. I think that may be something you'd have to take up with the sheriff's department.
Okay. So you guys, it's okay if he come out to the premises if something come up?
No, sir. What I'm saying is I believe that there was, and I don't know what they called it, some sort of order based on something that happened in the past, that I believe that there's something in place. And again, I think either he would need to discuss that with you or possibly the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
No, so I do believe there's something in place. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Right.
But I do believe that is accurate.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, can you set an appointed time that I can come in and sit down with you?
Yes, sir. I would be glad to.
What about tomorrow sometime? What would be a good time?
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this calendar around.
All right.
Can you see your calendar?
No, I'm not at the present time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you?
What about today? What about Friday morning?
Well, we're closed the rest of this week. That's what I was going to
Okay.
This is part of the time where...
Well, what about Monday of next week?
All right. Let me open this thing up. Monday is June the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I've got on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm meeting with we have 12 schools. I'm meeting with all of our principals on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I've already got all of them scheduled.
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Atlanta. I got to be in Atlanta on Wednesday and the rest of that week, so I can't make that one.
All right, well, hold on just a minute. I'm just flipping over the next week, which is Monday the 10th.
Okay.
I've got a principals meeting that day. Hold on, we'll get us a day. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this thing over. That Thursday morning, which is the 13th, and I know you may not know off the top of your head, but that may be a possibility we could shoot for.
Okay. Well, you busy the rest of the day?
Is that on the 13th, on that Thursday?
Well, yeah, but what about today?
I've got somebody scheduled at 3 and then somebody after that.
All right, well, we'll just make it for that time then, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll give you a call back, we'll get back in touch.
All right, so you want to set a time on that morning, or you want to just wait and call me back? Whatever works for you.
I'll just call you back.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine, and we'll get a time that'll work for both of us, and I'll be glad to.
All right, well, as of you know right now, there's nothing that you guys have done to say that George Ryan's can't come on the school campus.
I think there is something in place through the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yes, I do think there is, but
all right.
I prefer that he either talk to you about that or the sheriff's department. I don't want to tell you something's not right.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work then. All right.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Rhymes, and I have just been informed by the sheriff's deputy that is behind me to my right. And I was informed that our trespass warrant has been issued against me here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, not to enter any area of Lowndes County High School property. This came as a complete shock to me, based upon what I just been told by this deputy, that I could have been arrested at any time. I was out there on property a few days ago, putting up a podium, walking on the property, not knowing that a warrant had been issued or banning me from Lowndes County High School here in the state of Georgia and in the United States of America. I have never violated any law here in Valdosta and Lowndes County that is recorded in record that I am aware of. And so I called the Justice League, Bobby Worthy, to inform him of what has happened. This is a continuous practice. This is about the fourth time that I've had problem with law enforcement. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Prine. We must make documentation that I, George Boston Rhymes, have violated no law in Lowndes County. Yet I have been issued a warrant not to go on Lowndes County tax-paying property, wherein there was a public meeting this morning. I was told that there was a Board of Education meeting on this area. The old field house, in the old field house. So I believe there's a great possibility that my constitutional rights have been denied. Again, I did not violate any law. Yet they say that a warrant have been issued banning me from any area of Lowndes County High School. If I had a relative, which I do have some people that graduate today, I can't even go to the graduation to Little Terry because I have been banned from the school by a warrant that I knew absolutely nothing about. Thank God I didn't go to this graduation because I would have been arrested according to this deputy right here. Once again, I am George Boston Rhymes, and I do hope that C.B. King, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the Department of Justice, Eric Holder, and others will understand what the people here in South Georgia are going through while they ignore us. If this is happening to me right now, if something happens to me, we must look at the Valdosta and Lowndes County Sheriff's Department. If anything happens to George Boston Rhymes, then I believe the Sheriff's Department should be whole out. Hey, Bobby Worthy. Sir, I need you got a card? Okay, what's your name? Stephanie Thomas? Deputy Thomas. Okay, what my attorney asked me is to request from you a copy of that warrant. My attorney, C.B. King. I just called my attorney. And I know you ain't got that. I understand, but I'm doing what he asked me to do. First of all, you know how to do it. Okay, well, the warrant you were arrested. Right, okay. Okay, so it's criminal trespass. Warning, a criminal trespass warning. Right. Right, I got it. Yeah, right.
I cannot give you access. You talk to the sheriff about
So can you radio him now? Because it's very serious. I mean, I got...
Directed traffic.
Okay, well, I just want to know.
Direct traffic, somebody can get seriously hurt.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, man. I ain't got nothing against you, man. You know that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Time up good, boys. We are going to make an example out of this in the state of Georgia. What we do with niggers who touch a white man. Time up good, boys. We are going to make an example out of this in the state of Georgia. What we do with niggers who touch a white man.
We can just dump down.
Make an example out of this in the state of Georgia. What we do with niggers who touch a white man.
And the changes that 60JI is working towards constantly. And so I'm glad to be a part of this program. And thank you all for having us. We really do appreciate it.
I'm a third-year law student at Southern University Law Center in Baton Rouge. I'm working with 60JI because it's a lot that we don't know about. It's a lot that gets swept under the rug. I've read cases where I'm just reading the narrative and I'll say, dang, that sounds just like Trayvon Martin. Or that sounds just like Freddie Gray. And it's like seeing how things are repeating themselves in such a blatant way and nobody's doing anything about it.
We have done things like look at the House Un-American Activities Committee investigate. They did do something that wasn't persecuting people like McCarthy during the McCarthy persecuting others as communists or pretend communists. But they have, they called in members of the Georgia Klan to the United States Congress, and they had to take the Fifth Amendment to say, I refuse to answer these questions, but the questions that they asked had evidence attached to them, and we have mined those. We are pulling out information, we are identifying people, we are pulling out police records, we are identifying all of those cases. In the
Syracuse and the Cold Case Justice Initiative is just one of our partners. We have others that we will be introducing later. Of course, this is the Moors Forward movement.
Let me sneak in those shots when I ain't looking.
I got you, baby.
Yeah, all right.
How you doing today?
I'm doing just fine.
I know you are.
This is a great day to be alive.
Yes, yes.
This is what, July 25th, 2015?
Mm-hmm.
I started in 1946.
Yeah. Yeah. And you are one person, lady of God, that you never shy away from the responsibility, in my opinion, of what Jesus preached.
Oh,
laid
no.
down.
I mean, I am here to serve. I really am. And God doesn't call you, and He doesn't call cowards. See, God needs people that are going to speak up for Him.
That's right.
And I have no problem speaking.
That's right. And what's your name again?
I'm Minister Hattie Lawson.
And you out of where?
I'm Hall, Georgia, right outside the county line of Athens, Clark County.
All right, all right. Good seeing you again. We've been so many places together.
Well,
Thank you so much.
We'll be in Macon in October.
Okay.
Macon, Georgia.
Okay, what's going on up there?
You know, Gabriel's going to be meeting in
Oh, I definitely, I'm sure I'll be there.
We'll be there in October with Elaine and Reverend Flicklin and all them.
The crew, all right. I'll be with them with the mayor, and Whipperloo and Gordon. We'll be there. We'll be there.
In October.
Yeah, we will be there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Load up now.
Time up good, boys. We are going to make an example out of this for the state of Georgia. What we do with niggers who touch a white man.
This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and this is the day for graduation here in Lowndes County. You can see SOS, you see Brother Marcus Coleman. We also have Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, FOI, called the Feet of Islam. And I'm sure that people can appreciate in times of need such as this, that we will have somebody to stand up for us. Often we may not see the NAACP, the SCLC, and other civil rights organizations, but we want to thank God that there's always somebody that come by to support the people. And once again, this is the FOI. And of course, we have members of law enforcement, and they are in full force today.
Step off into the grass, please. We gotta clear the sidewalk so they can come through.
Can we have 2 volunteers that will stretch the banner out?
This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and I just received the breaking news.
Today makes 11 months my son was found at Lowndes High School, rolled up in a mat. I was at that school the day they found my son. They treated us like nobody from day one. They're still treating us like nobody. But we declare that we're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. They want us to leave, and when we leave, it's gonna be when they give us justice for my son.
Amen. We want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting our family. But I want to know, they are known to use us and tear down our character. But Kendrick, that they can't do.
Amen.
Kendrick was at school where he was supposed to be.
Amen.
And out of 3,000 students, plus teachers, plus a school with resource officers at the school.
Yes.
How in the world can a student go missing during school and be murdered at school?
My.
As you all know, his organs was missing. But let me tell you a little bit about that. It's from the top of his head to his pelvis was missing. Yeah, the brain, his windpipe, his tongue, his heart, and everything else inside of his body was missing.
My Lord.
So I want the justice system to tell me, how is it that all of that is going on with his body, someone is not charged with something?
Amen. Yeah.
It can't be.
My God. Cannot be.
You mean to tell me, from the time he was last seen on that surveillance camera, within 15 or 20 minutes, he gonna cut off all of his fingernails till they start to bleed. He gonna scroll his photos around the gym. He gonna throw the shoe over inside the mat and say, I think I'll go over there and get it now. So how is it one shoe inside the mat and the other one's away from the mat? And then he gets inside the mat, gets stuck, and then I guess the pair of shoes that he had on his feet, he kicks them off.
Makes no sense.
How can that be?
Because it's a lie.
It's a lie.
And other than that, the clothes that he had, what he dressed out in, how's the data missing? From the clothes he had on, from where they took him to make him to the crime lab, how come that they are missing? So out of all this stuff that's going on, why isn't someone arrested for something?
Amen. How long?
So is it the whole system in together? Because it ain't no way in the world that y'all don't see something. Thank you.
KJ! Who killed KJ? Come on! Who killed KJ? Who killed KJ? Thank you. KJ! All right.
Today makes 11 months my son was found at Lowndes High School, rolled up in a mat. I was at that school the day they found my son. They treated us like nobody from day one. They're still treating us like nobody. But we declare that we're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. They want us to leave, and when we leave, it's gonna be when they give us justice for my son.
Amen.
We want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting our family.
The witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand.
That's right. Yes.
Falsified documents.
That's right. Yes.
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Yes, yes.
Bloom from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand.
Yes.
All to try to make these citizens look guilty.
Greetings, this is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and I'm standing in front of the Lowndes County High School, the school that I was banned from on May the 25th, 2013, for violating no law. Some people are banned and given trespass warnings because they violate the law. I was given a criminal trespass for not violating the law, and yet I was with the protesters in front of Valdosta State University a couple of days ago in protest over the desecration of the red, white, and blue United States of American flag. I served under that flag for over 21 years in the United States Armed Forces during the Vietnam era and other conflicts of our beloved nation. No one wants to see Old Glory desecrated, but there are those who want to make a point to the leaders in the state of Georgia, Valdosta, Lowndes County, and in the United States of America, and if not, around the world. They wanted the world to know about how black men, women, and their children are still being mistreated after 459 years here in North America. I'm here today to pinpoint in the next few minutes that I am under a criminal trespass by the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, Sheriff Prine. I was given this trespass right here as I was entering the graduation for Lowndes County students on May the 25th, 2013. Sheriff Deputy Thomas told me, with witnesses standing right over here, members of the KJ family watched in shock and awe as they banned me without justification or notification and without violating any law. Sheriff Deputy Thomas did not serve me any written communication. I did not know that I had been under such a warning, for Thomas said that I had been under this criminal trespass 2 weeks before I was trying to go into this graduation. So today, I remain under this criminal trespass. Lowndes County Sheriff Department and West Taylor say they have nothing in their records on me. Yet I'm still under this criminal trespass. I wrote the Sheriff Department, Superintendent West Taylor, and both said they had nothing on me in their records. Well, heaven, I already knew that. And so I wrote another letter. I asked them to state in writing why I was placed under a criminal trespass and to remove me from this trespass that I have tape recording on from Sheriff Deputy Thomas and the transmission over the Lowndes County radio. But they have ignored me. So the 25th of May marks 23 months that I could not go on the Lowndes County High School property for anything based upon the law that they gave me without justification or notification. So look, I had my friend, Reverend from Antioch Baptist Church, John Henry Robinson, to go to West Taylor. West Taylor told him, and we have it recorded, that the sheriff was working on something on me because he had found something in my record. Well, we know there's nothing in my record, and I want to add at this juncture that I've been stationed here from 75 to 79, my first duty station at Moody Air Force Base. Then I came back in 89, and from 89 to 2013, I had violated no law, never been under criminal trespass until Kendrick Johnson was found dead January 11, 2013 at the Lowndes County High School gymnasium. After that death, somebody chose to put me under a criminal trespass. I want to add, I got video footage up at the Board of Education wherein I spoke before they gave me this, how they let news media go on to that property and did not give them a criminal trespass. And so I'm going to close this out to say to all people in Valdosta, Lowndes County, in the state of Georgia, it's one thing to protest against the flag, but what happened when your children attend Valdosta State University or Georgia Military College, or if they are stationed at Moody Air Force Base, or if they want to travel to Francis Lake for a recreational weekend, or if they want to buy a home in Kenaloo Golf Course, or if you and your family want to go to Wild Adventures theme park, or if you drive your children to Valdosta High School or Lowndes County High School, and members of law enforcement in Lowndes County can stop you without justification, notification, or putting anything in writing and ban you for 23 months for nothing. It could happen to you as it happened to me. But look, I went to the probate judge and they said to me, did they give you anything in writing? I said, no. They said to me, how can they do that? Wait a minute, gonna get better in a minute. Then I went to the district attorney's office, David Miller, who was also involved with the crookedness of the Quitman 10+2 as it came out in the court case and as a matter of record in the transcript. And as Pastor Avery said, people in that case perjured themselves, but Lula Smart was cleared of all 30 or 40 charges that the state of Georgia brought up against her for alleged voter fraud and mishandling of absentee ballots. And then the other 11 people was also exonerated of all those charges by the state. So I went to the District Attorney David Miller's office, and the clerk told me, how could they do that to you when they didn't place anything in writing? She said, let me call the sheriff department, and she did. Look, gonna get better in a minute. So I went to the federal court in the U.S. Post Office over here on Patterson Street. There was 2 Caucasian clerks working. When I walked in there, told them about what had happened to me, they said, how could they do that? And just like at the probate, they ran my driver's license, they found nothing on me. Then just like the district attorney David Miller clerk, they ran my name off my driver's license and they found nothing. The federal court said, or the federal system said, they would run it too. They ran it and they found nothing on George Boston Rhines. So what else did I do? So when Wes Taylor made the statement, and all this is documented, it's documented, not in Russia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, or Tajikistan, but right here where we stand, all this has been documented in the United States of America, where the red, the white, the blue, and you call home. And so, I went on after Wes Taylor told John Henry Robinson, and John Henry Robinson told me and let me listen to some footage that he had. And so I called Atlanta representative of the Justice Department when I heard that the sheriff was working something on me. Wes Taylor say the sheriff is working something on me, and that told John Robinson he would have to get back with me or the sheriff to find out what that was they was working on. And so when I called the Justice Department out of Atlanta, they told me that's serious, and so they were going to turn this over to the Georgia Attorney General. I don't know whether it was Sam Olens at that time or not, but they said they were going to turn it over to the Attorney General. And I am sure by now that the Attorney General of the federal government, hopefully under Eric Holder, have received my case. Yet, nobody in the United States of America or NATO have even called me to try to remove this human being from this illegal, unjustified, uncalled for denial of my rights here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, the state of Georgia, and in the United States of America. Now, can I make it any clearer than that? Now look, if I am lying, Victor Blackwell of CNN, call me. Al Sharpton, MSNBC, call me. President Barack Obama, call me. The United States Justice Department, if you care about the justices and the rights of American citizens, and especially our active duty and retired military veterans, then call me and ask me, am I lying on Lowndes County High School Superintendent Wes Taylor, the Lowndes County Sheriff, Sheriff Prine, ask me, am I lying? And if I am lying, then I deserve to go to court and prove my innocence before a judge and jury and the people of America. But that you cannot do. You cannot disapprove the truth that this upright American citizen have stood for over 63 years. Even as I carried the M16 and was a marksman in the military. Every time I picked up the M16, included in basic training, and wore the ribbon on my chest, willing to die for this country, only to return home like my grand uncle that lived in New York said he fought in foreign nations of the world for this country and came home and couldn't even get a drink of water at a water fountain, couldn't even register to vote. Yet the Germans that he fought against could come drink at the white water fountain, to come to this country and be treated as a full-fledged citizen. Yet if he had died for this
All I need is just for you to give the clerk permission to cut the check for 500. Thank you. You can leave the problem here. You get to leave the problem. The mayor has to give permission for all the checks, all the invoices. You don't see the problem?
Well, I tell you, I really believe I see what's going on is that with the situation going on with money, and I'm going to be honest with you, and the statement was made that we were taking the money, she's covering her butt, so to speak. So if she's in doubt, she should inquire as to the funds being distributed. And I can understand that. I don't think it's so much that she's trying to figure out where every nickel dollar's going, but if she's unsure, then she's doing the right step to ask for it. But some folks will be making actions telling without bringing them before council is what I'm trying to say. We're going through this circle again. When we get the service in a good individual, when they run up the service, the city needs to pay. We shouldn't be having to go through this. And this is the reason why this city is messed up right now. We got money, we ain't got money. We bankrupt, we got plenty of money. We paid the bill, we didn't pay the bill. That's why we need an audit, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know where all the money is. I don't know where the money is. I don't know where every account the city has. I do know I've counted 19 accounts. We need to get out and review these accounts and see what we need to consolidate, do away with some. Some have been dormant for years. Those are the ones that need to be closed. Not to after we look at what has transpired through those accounts. And the auditor has been requesting this information and can't get it.
So Gordon is still as it was when I was a child. Nothing has been brought in, no businesses. They brought one business in, and they made sure that it was put in the city of Ivy, which was the Huddle House. And now it is closed.
But why do you think that people are so, I guess, disadvantaged in Gordon when it comes to new businesses, a better government system? Why do you think that that is the case?
Apparently they don't want no growth. And that's what the mayor came in with. She wanted to make the city grow.
So you think that she represents growth and change for Gordon?
Yes, and we need that. Definitely. We need growth in Gordon. Gordon was larger than the city of Gray. Now Gray is almost equal to Macon. Not quite, but it has grown. Gordon hasn't grown. We've been the same. I mean, I've been there for years. And we have been the same city. Nothing. One street. One stoplight. It's not about what Mayor Lou is doing wrong. It really isn't. It's the fact that they don't want her in there because she won't grow in the city.
I have a question. When she was running for office, did she say that she was going to bring growth? Did she say...
I'm sure that she did.
Yes, she did.
I'm sure that she did.
Do you remember what she said she would do?
Well, she said, for one thing, I know she was saying that she wanted things for everybody. Not for only the blacks, but the whites also. For everybody in our city. For the children. We don't have any kind of recreation for our kids. Or nothing like that. And it's just, I mean, it's terrible that they're saying that it's because she's a racist. Now, I was approached at the post office one day by a white lady, and she said to me, she was telling me about the city didn't have anything. And then as soon as somebody else white came up, she said to me, well, what y'all think about the mayor? And I was like, well, I don't think we should talk about that. And she said, well, I think she's racist. I said, no, she's not racist. But to me, it's not that she's racist, but they don't want growth. And I guess if you're black, you have to get back.
My question then would be, if she's saying that she's going to bring growth, do you remember how she was going to? Did she say the plan that she was going to? Back to the first one.
No, she didn't say what kind of plans, not to my knowledge. But the thing is, she hasn't been given an opportunity.
What do you think about her locking certain departments and taking away keys, or maybe issuing Tawana Brown, as they say. Now, this is not my words; these are their words. Saying, that Tawana Brown was pressured by the mayor to write checks, taking.
I don't understand that, but my thing is this: if she is the mayor, why doesn't she have the keys that they have? Why doesn't she have the key like?
No, she had the keys. She took them away, as stated in court today.
I don't understand that. I don't understand what they're talking about. She took the keys away.
As in, she took out the old locks, put in new ones, so nobody else who actually, if you worked in the post office, you didn't have your own key to get in. She had the key, but you didn't.
Because she in the post office?
Any
department.
I'm not familiar with that. And to me, didn't they say which departments were there? There was the Discovery Center.
Better Homes.
Better Homes.
Certain departments like that.
I don't understand. What's going on there?
Okay, I have one other comment. One of the things that she requested was the audit, and I think this put the icing on the cake. Everybody went to talking, audit. Why not present the audit? Why not pay the auditor? Okay, Terry Eady, he can pay a contractor $52,000.
No, what they were saying in there, not to cut you off, but what they were saying in there was that they wanted to pay the auditor, Brett.
No, they refused to pay the auditor.
What was his name?
They paid him $10,000.
Or basket.
Yeah.
They paid him one $10,000 check.
And I was at that city council meeting. And it was agreed by the city councilman to pay him that $10,000. Okay, what about his other $20,000? You can pay a contractor $52,000 since he's been the mayor pro tem, and then come in and he does more construction work, and you can pay him, and he has the right to sign that check, and she doesn't have the right as the mayor to sign that check. What's wrong with that picture? It's not so much black and white. They do not want this audit to go through. The biggest thing is this audit.
I'd like to ask you a question. Both of you all been in the city for how long? How many years have you been in Florida?
I was born there.
I was born there.
Okay, so all of your life. Have you ever seen any mayor go through what Mayor Whipperloo is going through? Have you ever seen
No, and that's what I was saying. The other mayors that came in, no one ran up in there talking about the charter, what's going on in the city. Nobody questioned them. But as soon as Mayor Whipperloo went into office, they were all on top of her. And that's just unfair. That's injustice unto her. They haven't given her an opportunity. Nobody knows what the other mayor's done. And apparently nothing. I mean, I won't say nothing, but the city hasn't grown. There is nothing in Gordon to show if grants have come through, what happened to them? What happened to them? Look at Gordon. There's nothing there. The city hasn't grown. Ever since I was a child, the city looked like it looks now.
Let me ask you another question, then I'll be through. Why do you all think, since y'all been there so long in this city, why do you think that the mayor very seldom grants interviews to the news media?
Well, I can answer that.
Very good question.
I have had bad experience. Not per se with WMAZ or 41, but with the Wilkerson County people. I mean, they take things and they twist it around, and it's just a bunch of junk. I think they need to pattern themselves after the Macon paper, maybe the Milledgeville paper, because that is junk. You know, this is the biggest sale they ever had in the history of paper sale. And it's trash, it's junk.
Can you give me an example of what they say, how they twist?
Just different things things that they say, they just twist it from, from past experience. Myself, I know I told them something, and I don't care to share it, but they took it and they twisted it around. It was not what I said. And Ms. Lou, she had the same experience.
The reason why Gordon has all these different accounts, because, you got criminals that working in the judicial system.
That's right.
And no matter how high official that you may be, or whatever's going on, the audit was what really started the problem in the city of Gordon.
Right.
The council first voted on the audit. You had 6 council members was present, and you had 5 voted for the audit, and 1 voted against the audit. It is rumored that one person made a statement to another member, "You are a disgrace to the white race." Well, if that's not racist, I don't know what is. He also said, and I quote, "If I go to jail, you are going to go to jail also. So why you want to support it?" Those statements have never been put on the air, in the news, in the newspaper, in the Wilkinson Post. I'm wondering why. I spoke to Channel 41 about it, and their comment was, and I quote, "I understand, I was there, I heard it, I've written tape, but from our vantage point, it is not newsworthy." And that will tell you exactly what I'm saying.
So now, Mr. Lou, what you are saying is that, when you first started, my question to you was, is this a figment of your imagination? But now you have stated on camera before the people and citizens in Gordon, in the state of Georgia, and for Eric Holder of the Department of Justice that also have a civil rights division that deals with racial issues, you making it unequivocally clear that somebody witnessed what was said, yet our newspapers have ignored or said that it was not newsworthy, when let me repeat, when in Lumpkin, Georgia, a white female city councilman allegedly referred to Mayor Gibson, and I went and covered the story because I was called to that area, referred to him as a nigger. They told me, don't use the N-word, but call it what it is because we're at 2014. So you're saying what you just said can be substantiated and verified by certain individuals. Who else was there that saw or heard what you were saying?
I would say the mayor reported it, number 1, at the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
so this was at a public meeting?
Yes.
City council meeting?
City council meeting. And that was not put in the minutes.
Wait a minute. You're saying that somebody is not putting the beef of the minutes in the minutes?
Amen, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Tawana Brown.
What's the name?
City clerk.
Go ahead, what's the name?
Her name is City Clerk Tawana Brown. I was there at that meeting when Mayor Lou discussed that. She said point blank that Terry Edie made a comment to City Council Member Smallwood.
Thomas Smallwood.
Exactly. Said that, well, you ought to just paint your face black. Now, if that's not a racist comment, I don't know what is. Do we want a person of that nature, of that character, being Mayor Pro Tem for us? Do we want that person to step up? Now, they got a good one, Mayor Lou. Now they're trying to put in, what? A disgrace. We support Mayor Lou. We support the mayor. We support the mayor.
You're making things out of hand.
No, I'm not. I'm just stating. You made a statement.
Go around the house and look at promoted people and everything.
Excuse me, what's your...
I don't want to be on camera.
Okay, good. That's good. That's all. Thank you very much.
Because I didn't know be on camera.
Thank you.
He'll talk without the camera.
Thank you.
One of the things that Terry said today, I think it was based on speculations, on hearsay, nothing factual. And another thing that he really said, about the fuel, the police, there's nothing going on in Gordon that they need to fuel 24/7.
Well, do you feel as a citizen that Gordon is running smoothly under Mayor Whipple's leadership?
Yes, very much, very much. This is who we elected, and I think that she needs to be put back in position.
As a citizen, what are some of the things that she's personally done that, have really benefited you as a citizen?
Just asking for a forensic audit. Who would want to come in to a place that may be already mixed up or have several accounts, it's not in order? Who would want to come in into something messy? Get everything right in the beginning, know what's going on. When she come in the office, they refuse to give her files. They refuse to, give her the right charter. When you're running a business or you're coming in business or you're a city official, any type of official, you need your items to do your duty. And I don't feel like the citizens are giving them what they need. As for Cherry Edie, I don't think she's been, been treated fair. I think if he wanted to be the mayor, maybe he should have ran for the mayor instead of trying to take her seat.
Do you feel like it's a race issue in Gordon?
Oh, yes. But it should be about being united. It's not about white, it's not about black. It's about the city of Gordon and the citizens of Gordon.
Do you feel that the city of Gordon is divided now?
Yes.
Even more so after what's going on?
Yes.
What are some of the things that you're doing? Because obviously we had a concerned citizen group, and I'm assuming you guys, part of the network, are concerned citizens yourselves. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to help see Gordon in a better future?
We're supporting our mayor. That's who we elected, and that's who we're in support of.
Do you believe anything that was going on in the courthouse? They basically, Devlin Cooper was asking Terry Edie, this is Exhibit A, this is Exhibit B, this is saying that she did this wrong, that she did this illegally, that she did this. Do you believe that there's absolutely any possibility of her doing something or doing her duties incorrectly or illegally? Do you believe that has happened at all?
No, I don't think so.
I gotta say something. To me, she hasn't been given the opportunity to perform any duties. As soon as she got into office, they started in on her.
One of the things that she requested was an audit, and I think this put the icing on the cake. Everybody wanted to talk, audit.
The audit was what really started the problem in the city of Gordon.
Then the council first voted on the audit. You had 6 council members was present, and you had 5 voted for the audit, and 1 voted against the audit. It is rumored that one person made a statement to another member, "You are a disgrace to the white race." Well, if that's not racist, I don't know what is.
One of the things that she requested was an audit, and I think this put the icing on the cake. Everybody wanted to talk, audit. Why not present the audit? Why not pay the audit? Okay, Terry Edie, he could pay a contractor $52,000.
No, what they were saying in there, not to cut you off, but what they were saying in there was that they wanted to pay the auditor. Right.
No, they refused to pay the audit.
They
paid him $10,000.
Or basket.
Yeah.
They paid him one $10,000 check.
And I was at the city council meeting. And it was agreed by the city council to pay him that $10,000. Okay, what about his other $20,000? You could pay a contractor $52,000 since he's been the mayor pro tem, and then come in and he does more construction work, and you can pay him, and he has the right to sign that check, and she doesn't have the right as the mayor to sign that check? What's wrong with that picture?
Why do you think that the mayor very seldom grants interviews to the news media?
mean, they take things and they twist it around, and they, it's just a bunch of junk. I think they need to pattern themselves after the Macon paper, maybe the Millerville paper, because that is junk. You know, this is the biggest sale they ever had in the history of paper sale. And it's trash, it's junk.
The Ghetto Free Press, saying we are not who we claim to be as a community, state, nation, and world, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. If we are a deceiver, time will tell. For Jesus said, "And ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free." Education can save us, but ignorance will destroy us. Peace and
The audit was what really started the problem in the city of Gordon.
This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and I just received the breaking news.
The witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Falsified documents.
That's right.
Yes.
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Yes.
Sure did.
Yes. Yes.
Boone from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand.
Sure did.
Yes.
All to try to make these citizens look guilty.